Hey, the race is starting. Welcome to the Formula 1 Turkish Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso is off the track. Fernando Alonso spun off the track. The race just started. I just started the live stream and it was already just started. So two of the front runners, Max Verstappen and Bottas, went away as planned. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso spinned out on the first corner. Just after the race started, he spinned off with the first corner, unfortunately. If you don't know, it's kind of wet. It's a wet track. It looks rainy, but they've continued the race. The race is on intermediates. Most of the drivers are definitely on intermediates. The track is wet. It is rainy conditions, so there might be a chance that it might be Belgium all over again. But so far, it seems that they're continuing with the race. So Max Verstappen is in second. Who's someone speaking up to him? Charles Leclerc is catching up to Max Verstappen. Luckily, no one crashed. Even though Fernando Alonso span off the track, no one collided, no one crashed into each other. It went relatively smoothly. And remember, this is wet conditions. This is really bad conditions. And the fact that no one crashed is actually very good. It's just Hamilton in 9th place. Daniel Ricciardo in 18th, right? Sorry, now he's in 17th position. Daniel Ricciardo took a penalty because they changed his turbo and they changed, I believe, his power unit, his MGU, I believe, unit. It might be his MGUH. The only issue is now Fernando Alonso won't be able to keep... Where is Alonso? He's 15th. Yeah, Fernando Alonso won't be able to keep Lewis Hamilton behind him. That sucks. I was hoping that Fernando Alonso would be the guy that Lewis Hamilton would have trouble passing, but you know, unfortunately, Fernando Alonso span off the first corner, and that's just the way it went. So the current rating: Bottas first, Verstappen second, Leclerc third, Perez in fourth, Gasly fifth, Lando Norris sixth. I don't know why I'm slowing down, counting down, but it's Lando Norris in sixth, seventh Stroll, eighth is Yuki Tsunoda, ninth is Lewis Hamilton, the 10 is Vettel, 11 is Ocon, 12 is Giovinazzi, Alfa Romeo. Raikkonen, his teammate, also in Alfa Romeo, is just behind him. George Russell in 14th. In 15th, you've got Alonso because he spun off the track. He would have been probably 6th. Carlos Sainz is in 16th. Ricciardo in 17th. Massa in 18th. Mick Schumacher in 19th. Nicholas Latifi in 20th. It seemed that Pierre Gasly might have pushed Fernando Alonso. Pierre Gasly might have pushed Fernando Alonso. Let's see what happened. Yeah, he was definitely pushed by Pierre Gasly. Yeah, so Pierre Gasly pushed Fernando off the racetrack, which is completely stupid, man. So Pierre Gasly pushed off Fernando Alonso. That I can, like, why did he? It's not intentional. It's because of the track. But there might be a chance that he might get a penalty. There might be a chance that he might get a penalty. Like, I would be highly surprised if Pierre Gasly does not get a penalty. I think ultimately they need to penalize him. The only reason why they need to penalize Pierre Gasly is because, you know what, the issue is it won't help Verstappen. If they penalize Gasly, it's just gonna give extra position or points to Lewis Hamilton. But I just feel like Fernando Alonso does not deserve to be pushed off the track like that, no matter what. Nicholas Latifi did a spin as well, and no one touched him. Dude, I'm kind of surprised that they're racing in these conditions, dude. I'm kind of surprised. The thing is, Lewis Hamilton, I do not believe Lewis Hamilton is going to be that sharp in the rain. Lewis Hamilton is not who he was when he was younger. Like when he was younger, I think the rain, he would have definitely had a lot more skill. Verstappen has gear shift issues, which sounds concerning. Under investigation, Gasly and Fernando. You see, I don't want to give Gasly a penalty because it's just going to make it easier for Lewis Hamilton to get more points, but at the same time, Fernando Alonso does not deserve to be pushed off like that. I don't think that's fair on Fernando Alonso, because Fernando Alonso was minding his own business. Like, if the guy couldn't stay next to him, he should have just backed off. He should have braked his car at least. But he didn't, so he went into Fernando Alonso, and I think for that specific reason he should be penalized. But it's not gonna help Fernando Alonso if Gasly gets penalized, because I don't know, man. Like, Fernando Alonso's down in freaking 17th position right now, man. It's bad. Like, his race has been destroyed just because Gasly didn't respect the fact that he needed to give Fernando Alonso space and then slow down, you know. So cooling rear, so teams are trying to help their drivers cool their rear tires, which is so strange because they're driving in the wet conditions. But I know it's all to do because the intermediate tires basically disintegrate faster, or deteriorate is probably the better word to use. The intermediate tires, which they use in rainy conditions, wet conditions. Oh my goodness, who's passing who there? Sainz just passed George Russell. Sainz passed George Russell. Pretty good pass. Very. Yuki Tsunoda keeping Lewis Hamilton behind him. Now, Yuki Tsunoda, remember, he's driving in the sister Honda Works team. The sister. So the main Works team is Red Bull Max Verstappen team, and AlphaTauri, which is the second team for Red Bull, and they call it AlphaTauri. He's keeping Lewis Hamilton behind him, which is interesting. I would say that Lewis Hamilton cannot be that good in rain. I don't care what you say. Causing collision. The Fernando Alonso is under investigation for having contact with Mick Schumacher, which I feel very sad for Alonso, because he wasn't even supposed to be fighting with the Haas cars, which are ridiculously slow compared to the rest of the field, unfortunately. Carlos Sainz is making moves, dude. No, he can't. So he just passed Kimi Räikkönen. So Carlos Sainz is doing some serious passes, dude, in the raining conditions. Lewis Hamilton still being kept behind Yuki Tsunoda. So Yuki Tsunoda is doing good to keep a world champion behind him. I don't care if Yuki Tsunoda is younger and should be able to be more accurate with his inputs and be more, let's say, what is his reaction time on the wedge should be far more stronger than Lewis Hamilton. That's what I'm trying to say. And I believe that is single-handedly the main reason why Lewis Hamilton would not be that good in the rain, because of his reaction time. Remember, he's much older than the rest of the drivers, apart from Alonso and apart from Vettel. I believe Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Raikkonen, and Hamilton are by far the oldest drivers compared to the rest of the field. Maybe even Bottas as well. I think Bottas is also about the same age range as Alonso, Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, and Raikkonen. I know Raikkonen should be the oldest driver, as far as I know. Yuki Tsunoda is struggling, but he's still keeping Lewis Hamilton behind him, which means that Lewis Hamilton is losing a lot of time. Stroll is in front of Yuki Tsunoda by what, second? Interesting. It's about 2 seconds in front. So, oh my god, Lewis Hamilton is trying to take him on the outside. Took him on the outside. Oh, but okay, I almost thought he was gonna make a mistake on the next corner. Looked like it was like basically overshot his corner almost, but it doesn't seem like that happened. Took him around on the outside, Yuki Tsunoda. Damn, bro, the conditions are really bad. Like, when you look at the driver's perspective, it's really bad. I cannot. Like, if it was sunny weather, Lewis Hamilton will most likely end up on the podium. But in rainy weather, I don't see him ending up on the podium. Unless if people crash in the front. So unless time penalty for... Yeah, I forgot. You see, I would have definitely made that call. I would have said Gasly deserves a penalty. Because Fernando Alonso did not deserve to be hit by Gasly. Gasly should have known better by slowing down, giving him enough room. And not just hoping that, you know, he won't touch Fernando Alonso. I don't think that's the way that driving works. Driving works, you're either in control or you're not in control. And at that point, I would say he was not in control. And he should be penalized for not being in control of his car. Even though I know that the wet conditions made it virtually impossible for him to be in full control. What the hell? Lance Stroll lets Hamilton pass like it's nothing, dude. I still don't believe Lewis Hamilton will be that effective, especially now that he has to pass Lando Norris. Carlos Sainz has passed another guy? Holy crap. He passed Esteban Ocon, bro. Carlos Sainz is doing some serious passing, dude. He's doing better than Lewis Hamilton if it comes down to how many people he's passing and how easily he's doing it. So Carlos Sainz is definitely a driver to watch for. He's probably going to be driver of the day depending on his finishing position. If he gets like top 5 position, I think Carlos Sainz will easily be driver of the day. However, like I said, it all depends. If people crash out in the front, if Bottas makes a big mistake, if Verstappen makes a big mistake, Leclerc makes a big mistake, you know, those top 3, top 4, Prix as well, they're top 4. I must say, like, I am kind of curious to see what's gonna happen because this rainy conditions seems extremely difficult, challenging. I can't, like, Lewis Hamilton's already literally right behind Lando Norris. He's right behind Lando Norris. How does it look like? Why is the Mercedes so good versus these cars? It seems like they gave him a car with extra 100 horsepower, dude. Because he just passed Nicholas Latifi, not Nicholas Latifi, Lance Stroll. He just passed Lance Stroll and he's already behind Norris without even any issues, man. Point 2, he's already passed Lando Norris. He already passed Lando Norris, dude. Lando Norris wasn't even able to do anything. First of all, how is his car's grip that good, dude? How is the grip of his car that good? Insane, dude. Insane. Okay, so it seems like Lewis Hamilton is actually going to come back up. They're asking for Verstappen what the conditions are like. So his team is asking him what the racetrack conditions are like. He's telling them that it's getting a little bit drier, but it's almost like the track is greasy at the same time. So basically, that is his way of saying, I do not think we should change tires to drier tires. The current tires are the best tire to be on. That's basically what he's saying. Hello, Mr. Idris Tas. Nice name, dude. Welcome. You said that you're from Turkey. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Really cool, man. Nice, Mr. Idris Tas from Turkey in the chat. Cool. A little bit concerned about my stream. I actually forgot to do some changes. Doesn't look too bad, but I would have preferred to make changes actually, if I think about it. So you might see some frame drops, that's what I'm trying to say, but so far the stream is still live, so I'm happy that it's still live. So, personally speaking, if you are at the racetrack, you might not have such an enjoyable time. Unless if you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, because guess what? I think Lewis Hamilton is going to do it, dude. The fact that Lewis Hamilton is that much faster than everybody else is insane. Like, it is almost like his car is like half a second a lap faster than everybody else, which is impossible if you think about it. Like, I just hope that... I think he's got a car that is way too fast, dude. I think his car is so fast that I don't even think that Red Bull is going to be able to stop him. And you know what? That's the sad thing about this, is Lewis Hamilton has been carried for such a long time because of his car. Where most of the drivers had to just, you know, basically use their skill to make their car seem as good as it is, even though it's not. Carlos Sainz is doing another move, or he's about to do another move on who's in front of him? Carlos Sainz, Vettel. He's about to make a move on Vettel. Oh, my picture just went down. Let me just refresh my picture. Come on. Okay, so now Hamilton has to pass Gasly. So Hamilton has to pass Gasly. Now, the problem is Gasly won't actually be a problem for Lewis Hamilton. He doesn't need to pass him on track, but the only reason why he would be forced to pass him on track is because he's going to lose time. Lewis Hamilton is now capping again, saying his tires are wearing, but of course, Sainz. Yep, there was contact. Sainz made contact with Vettel. Made contact. They 100% made contact. Dude. Oh, he... Yeah, that's just a racing incident. Luckily, no one went off, but Carlos Sainz was trying to pass Vettel from an incredible distance. Like he's more brave under his braking, so it took longer to brake his car, and that ultimately caused him to lose grip and move into Vettel, which is unfair. But luckily, Vettel did not, crash out or spin out or anything. So luckily they are both still on the track. No one got removed from the race. Oh my goodness. Gasly can't keep the... Dude, Lewis Hamilton is not even struggling with these guys, dude. He's taking them on the outside, he's taking them on the inside, he's taking them on the straight. His car is just that much faster, dude, and that is insane. You know what's gonna happen? Lewis Hamilton's gonna pass Verstappen, dude. Lewis Hamilton's gonna pass Verstappen, and you know why? Because of his car. And that's sad, dude. It's not gonna be a one-on-one battle. It's gonna be Lewis Hamilton has a better, faster car, and Verstappen, no matter what he's gonna do, is not gonna be able to stop Lewis Hamilton. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like this at all, man. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. So that engine change was Mercedes changing Lewis Hamilton's engine and whatever power unit and turbo unit and MGU, whichever MGU unit that they've changed. And his car is incredibly fast. He can take people out on the outside. And that is insanely fast. His car is so much faster than everybody else. And that I feel is unfair, dude. Carlos Sainz, at least Carlos Sainz is not passing people on the outside, Like, there's a difference between passing people on the outside and you just, trying to brake a little bit later. That's a driver thing when you brake later, but you're still following the same exact line as everybody else. Sainz is now going to pass Yuki Tsunoda. I would love to see Carlos Sainz versus Lewis Hamilton. That is what I want to see. Because Carlos Sainz seems to be the only guy that can take the fight to Lewis. Which makes no sense, to be honest. So what I'm thinking is that Mercedes again are doing these manipulation tactics where they are pretending like their tires aren't that good anymore, like they're making such a big fuss on the radio, like, oh, our tires aren't good, our tires aren't good. Lewis Hamilton saying his tires are not that good. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. You should never trust what they say, but So they're confirming that Lewis Hamilton's tires are losing grip. However, I don't think necessarily that's the full story. I think the mechanical grip of that car is so much greater than just looking at the tires. In my opinion, I think he's gonna last long enough. And when he goes back into the pits, he's just going to be just as fast and just as strong as he was, especially during this first part of the race. So I don't think that there's any way that Lewis Hamilton is not going to be on the podium. I think Lewis Hamilton will be on the podium. However, I'm wondering what will Carlos Sainz be able to do. Yeah, so everybody is trying to race on their tires as long as possible, because ultimately when they start doing the pit stops, they all want to change tires to be able to drive on dry tires that are meant for the dry conditions. Now remember, it's actually still wet. The track is still technically wet. It is drying up, of course. It's drying up quite heavily, like compared to what it was at the start. Fastest lap, Max Verstappen, 1 minute 33. 1 minute 33.2, I believe. Yuki Tsunoda just got passed by Carlos Sainz. I want Carlos Sainz to chase down Lewis Hamilton. That's what I want to see. And if Lewis's wheels are actually losing a lot of grip, the chance is that Carlos Sainz will actually directly challenge Lewis. Because it all depends on how many stops they do, but if they're doing a 2-stop, in approximately 4 laps, people will start pitting if they're doing a 2-stop. If they're doing a 1-stop, then you have to just look at the middle of the total laps that they have to do, which is about around 27. Which actually makes sense why they would probably not do a second stop. Because why would you want to do second stop if you can just do 1 stop and then that's done? They only have to wait until, okay, actually it's 29. They have to wait until 20, okay, 27. If they wait until 27 days, they should be good for 1 stop actually. And that is why you will see most people, oh, Valtteri Bottas just responded, 1 minute 33.1. So fastest lap, Valtteri Bottas, 1 minute 33.1. So Valtteri Bottas does have the pace if he needs to. Whatever reason, Valtteri Bottas has no need, he has no emergency, he has no pressure to try and pull away from Verstappen, which is very interesting. Because you can see he has the performance with just putting up the fastest lap time. And seeing how quickly and how easily Hamilton was able to pass everybody, you know that the Mercedes is the better car on the track, in my opinion. Especially taking people on the outs. Dude, you do not take people on the outside unless your car is just that much better. I think Valtteri Bottas made a mistake. He was oversteered or understeered, sorry. Understeered by Valtteri Bottas. So it seems like people can still make a mistake in the conditions. The track is not completely dry. So they're still trying to manage the risk of how much they can push in these wet conditions. It's still wet, but it's not nearly as wet as it was in the start of the race. I would say Verstappen is doing what he needs to do, because Valtteri Bottas is not getting away from Verstappen. So Verstappen is just doing what he needs to do. I'm pretty sure his team told him, please don't let Bottas pull away from you, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's not allowing Bottas to pull away from him. I would personally say that Lewis Hamilton needs needs to pit immediately. If Lewis Hamilton does not pit immediately, it means two things to me. It means either his tires are not in that bad of a condition and the mechanical grip of the car is enough for him to drive as fast as he needs to, or number two, he doesn't want to pit, and ultimately, he doesn't care whether or not he pits because he wants to follow a specific pit stop strategy. He wants to basically reach a specific pit lap goal and come in on a specific lap, and unfortunately it's not really concerning to him whether or not his tires are in that bad of a shape. So there's two reasons. There's either mechanical grip is enough for him and they don't really need to pit, and his tires doesn't really have that big of an effect on his grip because his car just mechanically generates enough grip for him. Or what I think is going on is that he just doesn't want to pit because he decides that he wants to reach the lap time, the goal of what lap he wants to pit, what goal they've decided they needed to try and reach, their pit stop strategy. See, Lewis Hamilton just put on the fastest lap. That proves to me the mechanical grip on that car is fine. There's no problem. 1 minute 33.0. So basically, Lewis Hamilton just told Valtteri Bottas and Verstappen that he is still the fastest guy on the track. I just knew it, man. You can never trust Lewis Hamilton's team or him when he's on the radio. You can't do it. They use these weird tactics, lying to people, lying on, like, people shouldn't even, when Lewis Hamilton is on the team radio, nobody should ever listen to that because it's just lies, dude. Like, literally. Because he has obviously got a faster car and he doesn't need to have mentioned about his grip because he just put on the fastest lap of the race, dude. How can you put on the fastest lap if you don't have any tires left? It's impossible. So it says in 4 laps you should be able to challenge Perez. In 4 laps Hamilton should be behind Perez. Perez is in 4th place. So it's battle for 4th position. Come on, Carlos Sainz. Come on, Carlos Sainz. Come on, Carlos. Come on, Carlos. Come on, Carlos. I just want Carlos Sainz to pass Stroll, pass Norris, pass Gasly, and then ultimately be in the challenge and challenge Lewis Hamilton. Because I feel the fact that him and Lewis has now gotten used to how to pass people on this track, Carlos Sainz is most likely the best guy that's going to challenge Lewis Hamilton head on. Daniel Ricciardo's coming into the pit lane. Daniel Ricciardo's coming into the pit lane. There is a very small chance that Ricciardo is doing a 2 pit stop. Very small chance, very slight chance that he's doing a two pit stop. He's gonna do 2 pit stops this race, where everybody else might be on a 1 stop. So I'm guessing everybody else will stop around lap 27, lap 28. Yuki Tsunoda slid off his track. Yuki Tsunoda made a massive mistake. Oh man. Yeah, so the weather conditions. So the track is still so wet in some parts that people can actually just slide off of the track because of grip. If the conditions stay as they are, I still feel Lewis Hamilton can't maintain. I still feel Lewis Hamilton cannot maintain full control. I don't like his car might be fast, his car might have perfect grip. It seems that way because even with these tires supposedly, according to him, not having any grip, he still manages to put on the fastest lap of the race. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What needs to happen is Perez needs to do the fastest lap of the race. And the reason why is because they need to stop Charles Leclerc doing 1 minute 32.9. I think it also proves that the track is actually getting drier. But I think it's more a case of the track is getting drier in some parts. Because it looks, in some areas, it looks very wet. It looks wetter than it looked before, in my opinion. I also believe the reason why Verstappen isn't trying to ultimately, let's say, push Bottas first place that hard, the reason why he's not ultimately trying to pass Bottas immediately, especially at the start of the race, is because he's being very cautious. I think Verstappen is trying to play the long, conservative game, just trying to make sure he gets the points that he needs. And I think for him, second place is exactly what he needs. Oh, that's a blue flag. So the blue flag is just to tell the back markers to allow the people that are lapping them to get past them. Basically telling the back markers like Mick Schumacher and Mazepin to get out of the way because the front runners are passing you guys. So Verstappen's actually doing very well against Bottas. He's consistently faster. Okay, so Charles Leclerc is actually faster than Verstappen consistently as well. So this is very odd. So Verstappen is consistently faster than Valtteri Bottas, and then Charles Leclerc, the guy right behind Verstappen, is consistently faster than Max Verstappen. Interesting. Very interesting. Two seconds behind. So Leclerc is 2 seconds behind Verstappen. So it's not impossible for Leclerc to try and, you know, basically catch up to Verstappen completely and maybe even challenge him. He's actually now pushing it to under 2 seconds. Charles Leclerc, okay, no, he's sticking around 2 seconds, but it does seem like Charles Leclerc is catching up to Verstappen, to be honest. Come on, Carlos Sainz. Come on, Carlos Sainz. So Ocon is now passing Vettel. Ocon is passing Vettel. Oh man, they're putting their wheels on the curb, which is probably the dangerous thing to do, especially on the braking. So Ocon is fighting Vettel for 10th place. Carlos Sainz is right up the road. trying to catch up to Stroll. So Carlos Sainz is trying to catch up to Stroll, ultimately pass Stroll. I don't know, man. It seems like the race at the moment is exactly the way it was, with almost no action at the moment. So Carlos Sainz is asking for a one stop. Exactly. See, Valtteri Bottas just confirmed there's no surface left on the tire, but his car grip is still okay. Valtteri Bottas just confirmed that even though their tires are supposedly bald, as Lewis Hamilton called it, they still have enough grip because the mechanical grip of the Mercedes is so much that it doesn't really matter if the car tires are losing more grip and deteriorating. Verstappen is now 3 seconds behind Bottas. Yeah, so basically now it comes down to the strategy. Who knows what information is going to give which team the advantage? AKA Ferrari, AKA Mercedes, AKA Red Bull. Which team knows what? What details do the teams have that they can use to benefit from and ultimately make a strategy that is going to give them the win? And trust me, Hamilton can win. Hamilton can win this race. Because I can already see that they are telling Bottas that he is going long, which means again they are forcing him to stay out, even though he doesn't really need to stay out. Bottas doesn't need to stay out because ultimately all what Bottas has to do Yeah, so now the British commentators are so frustrated with Nikita Mazepin not immediately slowing down. I do agree. Mazepin should just slow down because he ultimately is racing himself. Okay, actually he's racing Mick Schumacher actually. This is what I said before. The only person that Mazepin has to beat is Mick Schumacher. The only driver. He doesn't have to worry about anybody else. Even though there's a whole race track, there's so many teams, the only guy that Mazepin has to beat to prove to himself that he's a driver is his teammate. And unfortunately, that is Mick Schumacher. Hamilton is just 2 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Just 2 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Dude, if Valtteri Bottas did not confirm that even though his tires are worn out, but his car still has enough grip, then I would have said, damn, Lewis, I'm not think I can really drive. But Bottas already confirmed that it's not. It is not the fact that the tires are worn out that is any problem. It's that the car has mechanical grip. It gives the driver enough confidence and enough grip to drive even though the tires are badly worn. So there's 28 laps remaining. I thought they would be pitting by now, but they're not. I think they are basically waiting to see who will pit first. And I mean the front runners. Between Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton. They are trying to see who will pit first and what tires they are taking. Because no one wants to take the first risk. Esteban Ocon is really trying desperately to pass Vettel, sorry. Esteban Ocon is trying to pass Vettel. And Sebastian made a little bit of a mistake, but he still can't pass Sebastian Vettel. I don't know, ultimately, I want Carlos Sainz to get up there, bro. Come on, Carlos Sainz. Come on, bro. Come on. I know you can do it, bro. Thing is, he doesn't have a Mercedes, dude. So they're mentioning that people don't have to make a pit stop to change tires. So pit stop is not mandatory in this race, and the main reason why is because of the intermediates and the fact that it was raining. So there is no mandatory pit stop required to change tires. Interesting. Very interesting. Which makes me wonder if Mercedes won't do that same thing. So ultimately what's happening now is Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari are seeing who will pit first. So all these top running teams, Bottas, which is Mercedes, Verstappen, Red Bull, Leclerc, Ferrari, Perez, Red Bull, Hamilton, Mercedes, we're all waiting to see who will pit first, and only the teams will only react to that, it seems. So this is basically seeing who will blink first. The first guy to blink will give the other guy a chance to decide whether they want to also go to the pit or not. In other words, if they pit first, then the other teams will decide to pit. And getting the information that no one is not mandatory to pit in this race, specifically because of the rain and the intermediate tires that they had to put on. Seems that, I don't know, man. What? Hamilton has more grip than Perez. I'm 100% sure of that. And it's just a second behind Perez. Hamilton's a second behind Perez, bro. There's no way. I don't know. I'm getting like I'm choking on oxygen right now, which is hilarious. But whatever. Okay, so Hamilton, Gasly, Norris, Stroll. Sainz needs to pass Stroll, Norris, Gasly to get to Hamilton. But the problem is the gaps between those drivers. That's the problem, because Gasly is 10 seconds behind Hamilton. In 6th place. In 7th place, is that 8 seconds behind Gasly? So Norris is 8 seconds behind Gasly. Stroll is 7 seconds behind Norris. So even though Carlos Sainz passes Stroll, Norris, Gasly. How the hell is he gonna? How is he gonna shave 30 seconds off? Because he's basically 30 seconds behind Hamilton. So basically what I was hoping for, what's going to happen is that Carlos Sainz will basically follow Lewis Hamilton through the traffic, and then ultimately they will compete against each other and challenge each other, but that's not going to happen. Because it just seems like that Mercedes is so much powerful. Way more powerful, dude. Lewis Hamilton needs to try and pass Perez. I just had a thought of the flashback of Hungary where Bottas took out Perez, and I'm wondering what is the chance of Perez taking out Lewis. I know it is not the way you want to see the race go. I'm just saying, because ultimately Perez knows his only job is to keep Lewis Hamilton behind him. Like the only job that Perez is being, the only stress and pressure that Perez is being given by his team is keep Hamilton behind you. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So if he's desperate enough, he might do something stupid. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he should do it. I'm saying he might do it, because when people get desperate, they do stupid things sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes. I still think Lewis is going to have a problem, man. I still think he's going to make a mistake. I still feel Lewis Hamilton is going to make a mistake. How big that mistake is, that's the question. I really hope that Perez does not take out Lewis Hamilton, because it's just going to be very bad for himself, especially for the future race. Ricardo made a move on, is that George Russell? Nicholas Latifi, so Daniel Ricciardo past Nicholas Latifi. So Verstappen is now 4 seconds behind Bottas. Leclerc is now still 2 seconds behind Verstappen. So the only person that's staying behind his opponent is Leclerc, staying behind Verstappen and keeping it at 2 seconds. Verstappen is 4 seconds. Ultimately, Bottas' car is just better than Red Bull. That is ultimately what's happening. Okay, so Hamilton is just passing Perez. Hamilton is passing Perez, but Perez kept the inside line. He's passing him on the outside, dude. Passing him on the outside is insane. They are fighting, dude. Perez and Hamilton is fighting each other. The problem is Hamilton's car is just way faster, dude. No, Perez is still keeping in front. How is he doing that? Perez is driving like his life depends on it, dude. Perez does not want Lewis past him, doesn't matter what. That is insane. The problem is you could see how much faster the Mercedes was, because on the pit lane straight, Lewis was like, okay, fine, I won't take the slipstream or anything, I'll just pass you straight up, just raw power, raw Mercedes power. Because the Mercedes is so much faster than a Red Bull. It's just sad, man. Dude, how Perez kept Lewis behind him is insane, dude. Because Lewis was literally in front, and somehow after the pit straight, he somehow kept his car in front of Lewis, dude. Insane. He braked later, he took more risk, and he kept it in front perfectly. He could have technically lost grip and went off the track and you know and destroyed his entry to that corner, but somehow he braked later, still kept it in front of Lewis Hamilton. Dude, I have to refresh my footage. Because, you know, one of those things. One of those things. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Hey, no, there's no footage. Dude, I'm getting so angry right now because now I can't even see anything, dude. Just reload, please. Reload so I can see what's happening. Because I know Lewis Hamilton would pass him. I know that. There is no way that Lewis Hamilton did not pass Perez, but now I just don't know, dude. I don't know if broadcasts I'm watching went offline or what's happening. What is happening? Let me just fix my... I've got some technical issues here. Let me just try and fix this. Technical issues. So Lewis Hamilton did pass Sergio Perez. I think we're back. Yeah, so they're starting to pit now. Oh, Charles Leclerc passed Max Verstappen, bro. Oh my. Oh, is that a pit stop? So what exactly happened now? Did Verstappen pit? I'm so confused. So Verstappen went to the pits. Perez and Lewis Hamilton went to the pits, I think. Sebastian Vettel put on the slick tires, which is, I think that's dangerous. Oh no, Perez just pitted now. Dude, Verstappen couldn't have pitted. That is not possible. I'm so confused, dude. So Charles Leclerc is in first, Bottas in second, Max Verstappen third, Lewis Hamilton fourth. Sebastian Vettel is on slicks, which is crazy. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Why did they bring Perez into the pit? So I'm just confused. Bottas came to the pits, right? I'm so confused, dude. Sebastian Vettel can't even keep his car on the track. His slick tires are has so little grip that he can't even keep his car on the track. Charles Leclerc has a moment. So Charles Leclerc might be in the front right now, but he's having some issues. Sebastian Vettel is now in the pit lane trying to change back to intermediates because he can't do anything on those tires. So just to emphasize, Lewis Hamilton said, oh, my tires don't have any grip, and we're talking like 20 laps ago, right? Guess what? He's still on the same tires, didn't pit, they don't have any intention to pit, it seems. Oh, he even slid. Sebastian Vettel almost crashed into the pit lane wall, dude. Trying to enter the pit lane, he almost crashed into the wall. I'm just confused. So Bottas pit, Verstappen pit. So Bottas, Verstappen pit. Perez pit. Hamilton did not pit. You see, I think I missed where I think Hamilton and Perez collided. I think I missed it. I think Hamilton and Perez went off the track, dude. That's the only way that I can make sense of what's going on, because Bottas and Verstappen pitted, right? That would mean that if Lewis Hamilton did not pit and Perez just pitted, Hamilton did not pit, and he's still behind the people that pitted, aka Verstappen and Bottas, I can only ascertain and make an assumption that something happened between Perez and Hamilton. Something happened between Perez and Hamilton. They both probably got off the track because they were trying to battle each other, and then basically lost time. Oh man, they're showing Gasly pushing off Alonso. That's such a sad thing, because Alonso does not deserve to be pushed off the track, dude. Especially not of how well he qualified. I think it's so unfair. Imagine Lewis Hamilton trying to pass Fernando Alonso on this track. It's not impossible, because we already saw that the Mercedes is so much more power, so much more mechanical grip. Verstappen pitted. What is the gap between Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen? 16 seconds. Dude, something happened with Sergio Perez and Hamilton. I didn't even see it. Yeah, so Lewis Hamilton tried not to pit, but ultimately he's going to come into the pit lane to change his tires. So they were trying to take a gamble, trying to see if Lewis Hamilton can go without going to the pits, and ultimately it seems like he will have to go into the pits. Gasly, Norris, Ocon, Sainz. Sainz is 9th. So Ocon will pit, so automatically Sainz is actually in 8th place. So Hamilton is 3 seconds behind Verstappen. I am like... Okay, so the 16 seconds is ultimately what is behind Charles Leclerc. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. So he's only 3 seconds behind Verstappen. I want Charles Leclerc. Okay, Ocon needs to pit, bro. Ocon pit, please, so we can see Lando Norris. Sorry, so we can see Lewis Hamilton versus Carlos Sainz. The problem is Carlos Sainz will have less grip in his tires because you know, Lewis Hamilton's going to go into the pit. This is so interesting. Hamilton isn't really losing time, but he's not necessarily gaining time. He's not necessarily gaining time, but he's not necessarily losing time either. So now, you know, Lewis Hamilton and his team are trying to figure out if they need to pit or not. Personally speaking, I don't think they should pit, but it's only because I feel Verstappen has a better chance with having more grip in his tires compared to Lewis Hamilton not having as much grip. I don't know, dude. I don't know what is the best for them to do. I just hope that my stream isn't completely a mess, because I can see I've got a lot of dropped frames. I would say Hamilton is losing 0.6. Verstappen is definitely not gaining on Bottas, that's for sure. Verstappen is not gaining on Bottas. Verstappen not gaining on Bottas. Leclerc. So see Verstappen, it's they're saying Verstappen is having steering problems, or should I say Verstappen is telling his team on the radio is having steering problems. His steering is pushing all the way to the left and going further to the left every time. It's like the center of his steering is edging more to the left every single time, more and more to the left, which is a problem. So Charles Leclerc is asking his teammate if he goes to the pits, or if he doesn't go into the pits, what position could he potentially get? And they told him P1, because he's in the front at the moment and he doesn't want to pit. Now, ultimately, what's happening is Bottas is trying to catch up to Leclerc. He's only 1 second behind. Verstappen is actually catching up to Bottas as well. Hamilton is trying to catch up to Verstappen, I can see. I'm just wondering, dude. I'm wondering if the message that Max Verstappen gave to his team, if that's not fake message. Same tactics that Lewis Hamilton and his team uses, where they give all these false information, like, oh yeah, no, we didn't have any tire, we're gonna have to pit, but then they never pit, you know. Like that might be what's happening. I'm not sure. Dude, I really just hope this live stream, I hope the audio is fine. If the audio is fine, then that's great, because I can see a lot of drop frames, dude. Bottas is most likely going to pass Leclerc. And I would be surprised if Verstappen doesn't also try and pass Leclerc. And the main reason why I think Charles Leclerc would not be able to stick in front is because you can ultimately see the difference in performance. The difference in performance, because ultimately you have to realize these people pitted. Verstappen pitted and Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen pitted and Bottas pitted. And they're both only 6 seconds behind Leclerc. So that proves that staying on the inters is not going to give you much more. However, it all depends. It just depends on the situation. But I still feel like Lewis Hamilton is going to have a mistake, dude. I still get the feeling Lewis Hamilton is going to make a mistake, because ultimately the track is not 100% dry. So Valtteri Bottas is going to pass Leclerc. Valtteri Bottas passed Leclerc. Done. Finished. Valtteri Bottas passed Leclerc actually easily. Like, Valtteri Bottas was being squeezed by Leclerc. And now Verstappen is exactly behind Leclerc as well. 5 seconds. Oh, he's 5 seconds behind Leclerc. Okay. I'm just wondering, they should tell Perez to go into the pits, dude. Or no, I don't know. So Charles Leclerc didn't have any, but he tried to force Valtteri Bottas to go, like, he tried to squeeze him, dude. But pit lane straight, tried to squeeze him. Lando Norris, quickest lap of the race so far. But it still shows that Leclerc has got the fastest lap. Interesting, okay. It means that Lando Norris is doing a better lap, but he's not doing the fastest lap. That's what's going on. Oh, Leclerc has to come to the pits. How sad is that, dude? So Verstappen will end up being second again. Hamilton is going to be third. Interesting. Verstappen is second. 6 seconds behind. Hamilton now is third. But the only difference is Hamilton hasn't pitted. Hamilton has not pitted, dude. So Perez should be fourth, right? Perez, are you gonna be... like, Perez has to be fourth, man. Oh, wait. 6 seconds now. He might just be behind. If Perez can pass... he's just a second behind Leclerc. Perez is a second behind Leclerc. Can Perez pass a Ferrari? Come on, Perez, pass the Ferrari. Come on, Perez, pass the Ferrari. Show that you have it, man. The fact that he kept Lewis Hamilton so well behind him was pretty cool, man. Carlos Sainz fastest lap, 1 minute 32.5. Yeah, the track seems way drier. way drier, but it still seems like intermediates are the tires that the main teams are going to stick with. There would be no way for Lewis Hamilton to pit and then try and catch up to them. I would say there's no way. There's no way. There's no conceivable way. 5 seconds behind Verstappen. So Lewis Hamilton cannot keep up with Verstappen. Because he definitely lost time. Just a second, but he still lost. Come on, Perez. Come on, Perez. Come on, Perez. Come on, Perez. Show us that you can do something. Show us that you can pass this Ferrari, dude. Show us. Oh no, I think Leclerc's already found his speed. I think it's too late for Perez to try and pass Leclerc. I think Leclerc already really found his speed and he found his groove. So I think that is done. Oh, Leclerc is focusing on trying to pass Hamilton. That is an interesting situation. Is it 10 seconds? Let's just see. Is it 10 seconds? Yeah. So Leclerc is currently 10 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. And remember, he just went into the pits. Leclerc just went into the pits. Carlos Sainz again, another fastest lap, 1 minute 32.4. Really nice, really nice. For Leclerc, for Carlos Sainz, I mean. Fastest lap. Lando Norris, will he pass Lando Norris? Will Carlos Sainz pass Lando Norris? No, he still has a long way to go, actually. He's 30 seconds behind Lando Norris, so he still has a long way to go. Leclerc needs to try and catch up to Hamilton and then pass him ultimately, but he would have to do it at 1.5 seconds a lap, which I don't think is going to happen. So Hamilton saying he's not going to pit. He's sliding around, but he's not going to pit. That's basically what that whole message, that whole radio message was about, him sliding around in the car, but he's fine. He's still happy driving in those tires. Ultimately, if Leclerc can actually pass Hamilton, great stuff. Yeah, it does seem like Leclerc is catching up to Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc is catching up to Lewis Hamilton. Come on. Come on, catch up to Lewis Hamilton and pass him. So all that Sergio Perez has to do is just stick with Leclerc. Perez, just stick with Leclerc, bro. If you don't want to pass him, just stick with Leclerc. Because you will get your second opportunity to pass Lewis. Stick with Leclerc, Perez. Stick with Leclerc. So what is the standings? Yeah, it seems like Lewis Hamilton's coming to the pit. That is insane, dude. I don't know, dude. Why did Lewis Hamilton stop? They really felt like they wouldn't be able to stick with their position. Perez, damn, this is really interesting. Very interesting. No, there's no way that Perez. He's only 3 seconds behind Perez. Interesting. 3 seconds behind. 3 seconds behind Perez. 3 seconds behind. No, wait. Gasly is 2 seconds behind Hamilton. Perez is. Oh, that's 7 seconds. 8. So that's 6 seconds. So Perez is 6 seconds in front of Hamilton. Is Perez? Oh, Perez is sticking with Leclerc. Perez is actually battling with Leclerc, dude. Nice, Perez. Nice. Checo. Do it, bro. Oh my god, I think he's gonna pass him. He's actually passing Leclerc on the outside, but remember, the corner, Leclerc is most likely not gonna allow it. Oh, he did it. He did it. Perez did a clean pass, dude. Clean pass. Nice. Pit lane straight. He stays in front. Nice move, Perez. Very good move. Very solid. Solid move. Nice. Why did you give up this place? Lewis Hamilton, dude. So basically what happened was they knew that this was going to happen anyways. That most likely, dude, he easily slingshot past the Ferrari, bro. But I wouldn't say that, like, it seemed a little bit dodgy because when he got alongside him at the next corner, it felt like they were going to collide, especially with Leclerc being on the inside. It was very dodgy, but luckily Leclerc is a very trustworthy racer. You can trust him not to collide into your car. Very nice. So Red Bull is 2 and 3 at the moment. Hamilton. What? Are you kidding me? Hamilton is about to pass Leclerc. Hamilton is about to pass Leclerc. Dude, that's insane. There's such a massive difference between the performance of these cars, dude. The Mercedes car is so much more powerful. It is insane, dude. It is unfair because I can see that the performance difference is massive. He's 3 seconds a lap faster. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? 3 seconds a lap faster. Okay, I am very concerned because Lewis Hamilton is 3 seconds a lap faster. That type of performance is not that difference. That difference in performance is not acceptable, dude. 3 seconds a lap faster. Leclerc just came out of the pits not so long ago, bro. It is not like Leclerc didn't pit this whole race. He literally pitted 5 laps ago. And now Lewis Hamilton is catching up to Leclerc like he's not even, like his wheels are damaged, like he has old wheels. There's like Hamilton is doing that whole acting thing where he's pretending to be very angry because I still don't believe him, dude. I don't care. If he's not acting or acting, the fact of the matter is Esteban Ocon passes Lance Stroll. Okay. No, Stroll is passing Esteban Ocon, sorry. Ultimately, I just don't believe it. It all depends on the end of the race. I don't believe that Lewis Hamilton is having as much issues now on his tires. He was 3 seconds a lap faster. Insane, dude. 3 seconds a lap faster. Now all of a sudden he's like saying, oh no, my tires. Like, dude, I'm not gonna fall for that again. I'm sorry, bro. Shame on you for manipulating me the first time, but sorry, man. I wouldn't let it be shame on me for, this the second time. I'm sorry about that. Ultimately, I would say that Hamilton He's 2 seconds. So he's losing grip. Okay, so that is proof. That is proof that he's losing grip because he was right behind the Ferrari. He was literally right behind the Ferrari. Now he's 2 seconds behind the Ferrari. So something is wrong. So Gasly is going to try and pass Lewis Hamilton. Gasly is going to try and pass Lewis Hamilton. Gasly is going to try and pass Lewis Hamilton. Come on, Gasly. Come on, Gasly. Come on, Gasly. Come on, Gasly. Just do what you can do, bro. His tires were 3 seconds a lap faster for the first 2 laps. And then all of a sudden he's... Dude, these British commentators irritate the hell out of me. Ah, Hamilton wanted to stay out. Yeah, you seesawing, you know, like let me just see. Gasly, Hamilton is only a second behind Leclerc again, so he's catching his groove. Hamilton's wheels are getting better again. So Gasly won't have much of an opportunity. But if Gasly can make this move on Lewis Hamilton and actually pass Lewis Hamilton, then that is going to be something, dude. If Gasly can pass Lewis Hamilton, that's going to be something, bro. Come on, Gasly. Pass Lewis Hamilton, bro. Do it. Okay, so let's just quickly do a recap of the positions. Is 56 laps, 57 lap. Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton. Sorry, Bottas first, Verstappen second, third Perez, fourth Leclerc, fifth Hamilton, Gasly 6th, 7th Norris, 8th Carlos Sainz, Stroll is in 9th, 10th Ocon, 11th Ricciardo, 12 Giovinazzi, 13 Raikkonen, 14th Yuki Tsunoda, 15th Russell, 16th Alonso, 17th Nicholas Latifi, 18th Vettel, 19th Mick Schumacher, and 20th Mazepin. Fastest lap for Bottas, 1 minute 31. 1 minute 31.0. That's a nice fastest lap, man. It shows that with the older the intermediates get, the better the wheels get. So that is why I'm saying if Gasly does not pass Hamilton immediately, he's gonna have a big problem. Dude, something must have happened between Perez and Hamilton because I just don't understand how Bottas and Verstappen pitted and Hamilton and you know, Perez was still behind them. That just made no sense to me, and I completely missed that because of that situation with my broadcast. Oh man, it sucks. The time when the broadcast goes down and then all of a sudden I miss a very crucial part to understand what exactly happened. It just has to be that Perez and Hamilton pushed each other so hard that they went off the track. It had to have been. It had to have been that. Come on, Gasly, you're losing. You're losing. Oh man, I think it's over. Gasly had the opportunity. Now it's done. Gasly had the opportunity. It's over. It's GG. It's GG, bro. Oh, GG. Gasly will not be able to pass. Yeah, it's over. Now Hamilton is actually increasing his speed. Okay, cool. So here Gasly had an opportunity, a very small window. I will say that, a very small window, and he didn't even know it. So That's the end. That's the end. End of the race. Good job to Bottas for winning the race, dude. Good job to Bottas, plus getting the fastest lap of the race. Great job to Valtteri Bottas. First place, you deserve that, sir. Verstappen, very conservative race. I think he was very conservative. I think he never tried to actually attack Bottas because he was too concerned about his own race. Just keeping his eye. Perez, very good race, man. He went from, I believe he started in 4th place. He's now in 3rd place. And ultimately, Perez is in 3rd place now. So, good points for Red Bull team. Leclerc is in 4th place. And you would say that for Leclerc, you feel kind of sad. Because Leclerc looked like he was about to win and then also at least get 3rd place. But unfortunately, that didn't work out for him. Hamilton is in 5th place. And yeah, Gasly is in 6th place. And the Norris 7th place. Carlos Sainz in 8th place. I think Carlos Sainz did a good job, but I would have expected him to be much higher, seeing that he gained so much experience passing drivers. He even did a fastest lap at the end of the race as well. Valtteri Bottas. Carlos Sainz 8th, Lance Stroll 9th, Esteban Ocon 10th, Giovinazzi 11th, Raikkonen 12th, Ricciardo 13th, Yuki Tsunoda 14th, Russell 15th, Alonso 16th, Nicholas Latifi 17th. Hello Valtteri, this is James. Like that guy's voice seems so annoying. I don't know why. His fastest lap is 1 minute 31.04. Very good job for Perez, I must say. Secured the 3rd place. Hamilton went from 11th to 1st. Still good enough. Interesting. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. That is me signing off. Ciao for now. I would like to see what is the points difference now. What is the points? Because Verstappen should be in the lead now. So Verstappen is going to lead the championship, the World Championship, Drivers' Championship. Okay, let's see if I can calculate. It is 18 points, right? 18 points, they're 200 and what points for the drivers? Leads by 6 points. Max Verstappen leads the championship by 6 points. Leads the championship by 6 points. So Max Verstappen is in the lead of the World Championship and he leads by 6 points. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. See you in the next live stream. Ciao for now.
Search for SuperDaveDev, then subscribe with notification bell on.